Hello and welcome back. I decided to do this right off the heels of the artifact power, um, artifact weapon talk, rant. And this is how am I liking War of Finn so far? I hit 78 last night. I made a video talking about War of Finn before, but I decided not to upload it because I hated it. And rightly so. Well, I hated the video, not War of Finn. So far, War of Finn, I like the delves. Um, I'm realizing just how much squishier my Druid tank is now that I have outpaced my tier sets to the point where the tier set bonuses have been great. I think the tier set bonuses were the only thing keeping me alive, but with the random procs as a bear as a guardian druid, but the overall stats and damage were so far decreased that it was taking me forever to do anything. So I'm a little bit weaker now, but it's too late it's too late for me to worry about that. I already got rid of the gear, so moving on. But overall, I like the story. I like the Earth, and I like how some of the quests I've dealt with so far is I like the most is dealing with Earthens who shut down. I like the quest behind that. The ones above ground and the Isles of Dorn. That is, I like that. I like talking to the finding the dwarf, finding the Earthen that takes care of those who shut down, who makes sure they are remembered, who makes sure that the bodies are okay. That way, other people can find them at some point. Because the Earthen themselves used to not worry about shutting down until the machine that repowers them broke. I can't wait to find out more about this machine because that seems interesting. Right now, I'm in the is it the Ringing Depths? The first underground zone you go into. I'm in there and I'm helping the kobolds out right now. I did a lot of other quests in other areas before I decided to start helping the kobolds out. It's apparently part of the main quest. Oopsie. But I like exploring the underground area because I'm just looking around, doing different quests and whatnot, finding different NPCs. I found another caretaker that walks around and what she does is she basically watches over the Earthen who have stopped moving. And one of them, there's an Earthen that went into stasis, wanting to look at gems in his hand. That is a neat idea to me. Hell, even the one above the former caretaker, you help with making the lantern and everything else. He wants to go in stasis, holding the lantern, looking out the shoreline, and that's his last wish, and we help him do that, and I like that. And I just like how the Blizzard took the time. The writer, whoever writer took the time to decide to cover how these Earthen deal with shutting down is neat. I also like the one. This is one quest with this Earthen. I can't remember the exact title. I did it last night, but I was extremely tired. And its whole purpose is to not experience a life of his own so that he can remember and recite the stories of others. And the person who's supposed to protect him knows how miserable this Earthen's life is. She knows how miserable he lives. The fact that he can't experience anything on his own. He has to just have the most simple, plain life possible so that his own feelings and memories do not pollute the stories he's meant to keep and then retell. You basically help him get leave, and his bodyguard says, "Yeah, I wish you had told me this sooner. We would have left a long time ago." I got a chuckle at that because I like that. I like that. It's that little bit is reminiscent of the Green Lady and I can't remember the other name for the person, but it's a male. It's a man and woman wood elf in ESO. You meet them when you do the early on when you do the little islands before when you do the All-Merry Dominion quest, faction quest stuff. You meet them on one of the islands, and the Green Lady and the other person, the other person who's supposed to be the speaker of the basically the living embodiment of the Wild Hunt pack, a pack made by the what else to with the forest. He's supposed to be the living embodiment of that, and the protector is the Green Lady, and the Green Lady is supposed to be the main protector of this person. If one dies, if the living embodiment of the pack dies, she dies shortly after, but not before she finds the next one, the next version of that living pact, and finds that one's suitable Green Lady. And that is a neat story, because it's legitimately a cycle that keeps repeating itself over and over again. One dies, so the other one goes to find the replacements, and then the other one dies. I like it. It's a neat little thing, and they both have a purpose. Then you have this essentially living memory bank, who's by his oath is not supposed to experience anything, who has his bodyguard who tries to do everything for him just to make sure he can fulfill his oath. And they both realize just how crippling, how depressing his oath is, and how all both of them want is to have the living memory bank enjoy life. And they go off to go see the sun for the first time. Well, he goes off to see the sun for the first time with her in tow, and I like that. Other little stories is the kobolds. I like how the story's going with the kobolds so far, where you have kobolds doing raiding, but they didn't do that. Now they're doing it because they have a kobold that's honestly being extremely hostile and causing kobolds to do things that when normally they would just be happy with living coexisting with the earthen. To me, that's also great too, because we've seen kobolds before. Usually they're doing one of two things: either A, we're killing them because they take over a mine that we need to take back, or B, if you're playing Highmountain, you're helping do a coup so that you could limit their numbers. It's weird. But we go more into the whole candle thing, because now you have, in Highmountain, in Legion, you deal with kobolds basically telling you that they need the candle to chase away the darkness, where they're from, that the candle is the only way to keep them safe from the darkness. And now we're in the underground, in the earthen area, and we actually see that the entire place is everything on the island is being overran with darkness, the void stuff, because of the Nerubians attacking. And most of them are infused with void magic. So the whole candle thing might actually be more true than we thought it was, because there's actively void magic down there. Hell, even some of the delves I went to actually have you use candlelight to help you go for the delve. If the candlelight runs out, well, then you will start taking a lot of damage from the shadow, the stuff that lurks in the shadows. That's a neat mechanic, a great lore-friendly mechanic, and everything else. It implies so much. I do like the fact that this expansion starts off with us just being able to fly. Yes, Dragonflight did it too, but it wasn't immediate. Us starting it off immediately and being able to fly around and everything else is fantastic to me. The Dragonfly ability is more fun than I thought it was going to be, because one thing about Dragonfly I kind of hated was how little height you could gain. Yes, how little height you could gain, and you had to get all these little all the little all the little glowing symbols to be able to unlock as much stuff you could in the trade, so you do have the stuff you need to do. Yes, that was annoying, but it was worth it at the end. By having all this stuff unlocked from Dragonflight and just being able to play around on my druid flying around wherever I want to, that is fantastic to me. I like that. I like the fact I can just do that. And they made, in my opinion, they've made Dragonflight, oh, not Dragonflight, the Ringing Depths, essentially, and the Isle of Dorn, it's more fun to me flying around those areas because I don't have to sit there and try to angle myself at just the right height to shoot onto an island, drop down and grab this one item that's on the chest on a floating island in the middle of nowhere. Or, oh, this quest I have to go up here for this quest on this very bottom of the ground, and the guy now needs me to fly straight up to the top of this mountain to get the quest completed. Some of the stuff was like that, which is annoying, especially in the very first zone of Dragonflight. That zone is very vertically different. And there were times where you fly to an area, using a lot of your Dragonflight, a lot of your charges, I can't remember all the system names now because I haven't looked at them properly. But all your little let's call them energy nodes, energy dots. Use all your Dragonflight energy dots to get to the area you need to get to, and then he tells you, oh, you need to fly straight up. You need to fly straight up at this high point right next to me. So then you're just stuck there waiting for a little bit before you get enough energy nodes to be able to fly up to the energy dot. I haven't come across that in War of Finn because everything is built to kind of have you, if you land in an area, for a quest, what you need to do for that quest is generally around you at the same vertical level. There might be a few things above at a higher level, or you might drop down. Rarely do I have to keep dropping up, going up and down, or having to completely change my vertical level to some insane height just to complete a quest. I don't think I have to do that. I don't think I've had to do that yet. I have had to fly around the Cobbleville, dropping off flyers and whatnot, but that was fun because everything you need hit was right there near each other, so there wasn't a need to worry about me having to land anytime soon or sit there and do half the maneuvers to build up a speed to get one of those little pips back so I could, stay in the air a few seconds longer to complete the quest without having to land and sit there and wait. Other things I've liked about War of Finn so far is, the delves in general. I like the delves. I like the idea I can just do something close to a dungeon by myself. That's great to me. The Necromancer, huh? Neat. Alright. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff for War of Finn that I like so far. I really do hope I hit level 80 this week, well, before the weekend happens, because I work this weekend, so it's going to be hard for me to play the game at all, because I typically when I'm on call on the weekends, I end up having to work until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, because usually I get calls that are 2 hours away at about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and so I have to head out that way, fix the problem, and drive back home. Yeah, that's annoying. It's really annoying when that happens, but hopefully that doesn't happen this weekend. I love working the overtime, but hopefully I don't have to do that too much this weekend. I can actually sit down and actually start trying to do dungeons, because I am excited to do Dungeons expansion, because hopefully I can meet up with some of my old guildmates from Legion, and we can, power through some dungeons. I don't know what they're all playing. I think the wife of the couple might be playing tank still. I have to ask her. And I think the husband of the couple is still playing balance. So, DPS and possibly the tank, if that's the case, I might switch to healer and just, keep getting gear for both. I do plan on, if I can, gearing up both healing and tanking gear, getting both sets of gear. That way I can continue just just continue doing what I want to do. I've healed for years. I've only started tanking last raid of the Dragonflight expansion, the tree, the little burning tree thing, which I didn't really like that raid because of the memories. Oh god, the memories. But hopefully, I can actually do stuff with my druid this coming week or so. I am interested to see more of the story, because I'm probably gonna, even after I hit max level, I'm gonna finish all the zone stories. I'm probably not gonna worry too much about daily quests. I might just do enough world quests to get the little clip done, or at least knock them out real quick. But I'm gonna try to finish the story as fast as I can. Well, finish the story as fast and comprehend it as I can. I'm not going to sit there. I could probably just speed run most of the quests if I didn't sit there and try to read everything or just watch all the dialogue. Or, get sidetracked as easy as I did last night. I spent, out of the almost 3.5 hours I played last night, I spent most of that time just flying around, just looking at stuff, doing a random delve I found. I didn't need to, but I saw it and I was like, oh, I'll go ahead and do it. Finding a random random rare just sitting out there in the middle of nowhere. Saw it, and I went down, but it was in a little tunnel. There's some Nerubian stuff. Went down it, and I saw this giant mushroom-looking thing. Oh, that's neat. How do I trigger it? Well, I saw these little smaller mushroom things around it, and they're all called roots of whatever the giant mushroom thing was called. So I went around and killed them all. All the ones on the chamber that the big monster was in, I killed those. I went up to the second level of the chamber, near the entrance, killed those. Went outside and found a few more, killed those. And when I went back down the tunnels, I saw that the monster itself was up and running, and I fought it. And that was fun. That was a fun fight because it was a easy fight. It summoned more little root things for me to kill, but it would root you in place, and if you didn't break the roots, it would just more or less kill you from just poisoning you to death, because it would do a giant poison cloud effect, and if you stayed in it, you took a lot of damage. Of course, I'm a guardian, so I did my best trying to move in and out of that constantly, so I didn't get killed, and trying not to get rooted in place too long. Fun fight. Got some reputation for it, so that was always good. That's another thing about the reputation. That's another thing about Dragonflight. I mean, not Dragonflight, but War of Finn I like so far compared to Dragonflight. All the reputations tied together between those in the warband, and the best part is I could legitimately just swap out warband members as I level them up. I could level up one of my alts. I could level up one of my alts, and when I get all the stuff I need for him, like for crafting materials or whatnot, crafting recipes, I could just swap him out for a different one and do the same thing for him and keep the process going. I think if that's how it works, that's fantastic. If that's not how it works, I'll make do. But right now, for my warband part of it, I have my druid. I have my secondary character that I keep dragging around with me. His name's changed now because I made a Dark Iron Dwarf with the same name as him on the same server. So when I moved my druid over last expansion, I made a Dark Iron Dwarf I made a Dark Iron Dwarf Hunter because I had the class unlocked, the sub race unlocked, and I wanted to allied race unlocked, and I wanted to level up a hunter. I couldn't think of a good dwarf name, and I wasn't expecting to move my dwarf warrior over anytime soon, so I named him the Dwarf Warrior's name. And then a few months, about 2 months later, I said I'll move my dwarf warrior over, and I realized, fuck, I gotta change the name of him because I already have the name in use. I thought really hard about deleting that hunter, and but I reminded myself, no, you spent time loading that hunter up, you spent money gearing that hunter up, bags and everything else they needed, and getting the profession kicked off. You're not going to delete him. You're just going to change the name of the warrior. So I did. So the warrior's name was Sigdal for the longest time. His name is now Smigdal. Smigdale. Smoog. Smigdale. Something simple. Then I also have a random Tauren I have as my, I think it's a Shaman, as my 4th warband member. He's on Zul'jin. He was made for a guild for Battle for Azeroth that disappeared on me within like 2 weeks. As guilds that one person happened a lot. Yeah. Oh yeah, War Within so far, pretty good. I'm hoping I can keep on going and just keep on enjoying the expansion. Anyway, thank you for listening. Goodbye.